What many fear about trials in life. Trial Tappers addresses the top 10 concerns using my TAP viewpoint. I will explain how right after this. Many people I work with are worried their trials are too big to overcome. I will try to address your fears and provide you some hope. At times in life, you might have asked yourself, why me? Why do these things happen to me or others that I know? Why do I have to go through trials? Now, trying to find the answer to these questions may be a lifelong journey. Traumas and trials are part of the universal experience that we all must endure during this life. Often, people come to see me because they're struggling with these questions as they face a trial and they need some help understanding. Why? They ask themselves, their family, their friends, and even their God, why did this happen to me? Let me begin by saying, in my videos and books, I share my opinions and memories of how I experienced certain trials in my life. I don't have all the answers, and often I will tell people, I don't know why you had to go through this trial. You may have experienced common trials in life, or you may have experienced some extremely horrific trials that no one should have to face. There may be no answer as to why. The hope is that someday you will eventually find peace, although it may not be for many years to come. I know you may be watching and saying to you that your trial or trauma is keeping you up at night. You probably have some fears that no one else understands or can help. It saddens me when someone finally comes to see me and they tell me how long they have suffered and why they have waited so long. Now, I can't begin to list all the false beliefs or questions that may keep you from finding hope and growth from trials. However, the following are the top 10 false beliefs I've heard from some people over and over. I've followed these false beliefs up with what I believe are true statements that contradict those false beliefs. So, the top 10 false beliefs I want you to challenge. Number 1, there's no way out of my sadness. I've tried everything. Everyone will experience trials from time to time. If you ask 10 people you know if they're experiencing a trial, my guess is more than half will answer yes. Just because you did not find the right person or tools to help you in the past does not mean you won't find the right person to help you soon. Number 2, no one else understands my particular trial. Now, your trial is unique to you, but everyone experiences sadness from trials, and they can relate to your struggle. There's a great chance that there are support groups of others who have experienced a trial similar to yours. Number 3, no one is willing to help me. Now, it's impossible for you to count the many people that there are out there willing to listen and to help you with your trial, such as friends, volunteers, and many professionals. Number 4, I can't help anyone with my story. Now, sharing your story with others strengthens both you and those you tell. My family and friends agreed to allow me to share their trials, and they did this hoping to help others with similar struggles. They feel that if they just help one person, that it's worth it. I have found my strength to tell the world my story of my brother's suicide, my childhood abuse, and many others. I know sharing my story has helped, and it is presently helping many other people. Number 5, my life has been a string of failures. Your failures are what make you a success. You're still here. And the fact that you're here listening to these videos proves that you want to overcome your challenge and that you can find the tools and face those. When you read my first book, I will show you through the life growth timeline how to identify past successes such as graduating high school or securing a job and using those successes to prove that you can overcome this trial. Number 6, I'm too shy to talk to others. Sharing your story with others strengthens you and those you tell. It took a lot of practice, but I've gone from being unable to look people in the eye when speaking to now standing in front of hundreds to tell my story. If I can do it, so can you. Number 7, I can never learn anything from my trial. Time has a way of helping heal all wounds. It might be difficult for you to see how you could learn anything from this trial, but years from now, you may. As you read my first book, you'll know that I lost my innocence as a child, and yet now, as an adult, I can help out thousands. Number 8, my unseen power has forgotten me. Now, however you connect with the universe, nature, or a religious being, trials come to each of us despite our connection with an unseen power. And life's storms affect people both good and bad. Millions of people experiencing trials find strength and hope when they seek a closer connection with an unseen power. Sometimes the joy only comes after they turn their pain and sadness over to some unseen power. I also struggled with a religious conflict during my childhood while looking for safety. I eventually found strength and peace with my unseen power. Number 9, I've always been sad. There's no hope in my life. When you are afraid, no one can tell you not to worry and not to be afraid. I can't tell you to have hope or to be strong, and it will all work out. I can't give you hope. The path to find it is yours and yours alone. The truth is that hope, growth, and possibly understanding might be just around the corner. If you can just have a small desire to look for hope, I know you can find it. I hope I can help you find some hope in your life. And number 10, I have failed in the past. It's hopeless to try. We all fail from time to time in this experience we call life. No one wins every sports game, no one gets every promotion, and few marry their first love. Failure strengthens us. The former Prime Minister of Great Britain, Winston Churchill, said it best: if you're going through hell, keep going. Attitude is a little thing that makes a big difference. Success is not final, failure is not fatal, and it is the courage to continue that counts. And finally, he said never, never, never give up. Most people watching this video, or going to therapy, or listening or reading my books, are experiencing more of a decline in happiness than what they expected. Each video will address a different trial action path or TAP. The illustration here illustrates what you can expect to experience when you make a positive choice to address your trauma and trials. So, this is the graph showing that number 1, you may be in a weakened state of unhappiness. And number 2, once you make the choice for positive change, you will trigger an internal response of growth. And 3, you may experience an increase or short-term emotional pain. You've heard the term no pain, no gain. The TAP is the symbol indicating the potential discomfort. Now 4 here you begin to grow. You adapt to this new norm. You recover from the pain you're experiencing. You are now in this critical time of growth and will experience a new level of relief of the pain as your thoughts, feelings, and emotions become clearer. 5, you will begin to understand the process of growth and recognize strengths that will help you overcome this trial and future trials. And finally, 6, you will be satisfied with your progress towards a lifetime of growth from your trial. Happiness can increase after trials. Finally, you need to be careful to focus your time and efforts on those things you can control and avoid making mountains out of molehills when possible. You can't control everything that happens to you, but you can control where you go from here. Now, the following are examples of events that can possibly intensify feelings of discomfort when you experience this trial action path. One would be increased loneliness after a breakup of any relationship. Another is increased discomfort once you begin chemotherapy to fight cancer. Another would be loss of income when you decide to leave a dead-end job to take one that you like for less pay. Another might be returning to college after 20 years when you find that the classes that you've previously taken have to be repeated. A tougher one would be when you agree to testify against an assaulter in court and relive that past trauma. The small trials are usually easy to talk about, but in order to achieve real growth, you must really dig deep and apply one of those trial action paths in my book. Eventually, I hope you'll get to the point on that chart in stage 4 of emotional growth, where you will be strong enough to start looking at your trials as growth opportunities. You have overcome hard things in your past. You can overcome this trial you are currently facing. Don't give up halfway through the process. Commit and be strong enough to say, okay, let's get through it. Let's get to it. Prepare to survive any future trials. One motto my family lives by is, this too shall pass. Now, understanding this concept is vital to help you in your trials. In short, you will experience trials in life. When you choose to make a positive change, you will often experience a temporary decrease in happiness before the huge increase in your positive growth. There you go. My top 10 reasons for finding hope and growth from your trials, and it's a small introduction to the TAP viewpoint. I'm a trial tapper. I tap pain, I find a path, and I grow stronger. See you next time. Thanks for watching.